Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the St. Joseph Composite PQ College, Bijapur. I'm Rahul, chemistry faculty. Today, I'm going to discuss the topic 2 from the class 12 solution topic. The one of the important terms we are discussing, that is molarity. Many times you have studied the definition of molarity, even you studied in the class 11th. The molarity can be indicated by capital M. The molarity of a solution we can understand with one example. Taking a container. You have to take one container, and in that container you have to add the 1 liter of water. You are added around 1 liter of water. This is a water. This is 1 liter of water, and it acts as a solvent here. Now in this you're going to add the 1 mole of solute. 1 mole of solute is added. Now we have to express the concentration of solute in the water, and for that we use the term here molarity. The molarity can be defined here as M is equal to, that is, number of moles of solute, number of moles of solute added in 1 liter of the solvent, or in generally we can write the volume of the solution is there. So here the 1 liter and 1 mole together forming here a certain amount of solution, okay, and the concentration of this solution we can express here molarity, the number of moles of solute divided by the volume of the solution in liters. That should be in the liters, and we can express it in the mathematical form like capital M, that is the molarity, equals to N divided by V. N and N here is number of moles, as we know that number of moles of solute, and V is volume of solution. This is quite interesting, student. We have to take care volume of solution, not a solvent, in liters. Let me highlight this, in liters. Okay, now the thing is that when we do a normal experiment, we don't get here number of moles, we get the grams. The 1 gram is added in a 1 liter of water, or 100 gram of substance is added in a 100 ml of water, like that. So therefore for that we can modify this formula, that is N we can express the number of moles can be given as the weight of solute, that is, let me take a solute B, I will take weight of the solute divided by molecular mass of the solute B. B is some kind of solute. If the volume is expressed in mLs or cm cube, other than liters it is there, or less than unit is there, then the given volume in ml or in the cm cube, in that case you have to divide with 1000. Okay, so therefore the molarity of the solution becomes here, N can be given here as WB by MB whole divided by the given volume, we can write here V divided by 1000. Rearranging everything, we can get here given weight of the solute divided by molecular mass of the solute, and it is multiplied with 1000 because the denominator becomes numerator, and it is again multiplied with the given volume in ml or in the cm cube it is. Okay, this is the equation, students. So let me write this equation once again. M equals to, you have to remember this equation, that is WB into 1000 whole divided by MB into V. So this is the formula for the molarity of a given solution. Okay, now up to this everything is clear, the concept is clear. If you get the concept, then you go for the next part. The next part, to understand this concept using a simple example or a question. The question is given here. You have the container, you have some beaker here, and in that beaker the water is taken certain amount, and total solution volume, this is the volume of the solution, this volume of solution is given as 100 cm cube is given, 100 cm cube, and in this the sucrose is added, sugar particles are added here, that is around 3.5 0.42 gram of sugar or sucrose is added. So these are the things given, and even for our convenience, the sucrose molecular formula is given. That is, most of the students know this: C12H22O11. This is the molecular formula for the sucrose. So let's solve this problem. Solution. First, we have to list whatever the content is there. Already it is listed. The volume of the solution is 100 cm cube, and mass of the solute is taken. That is 3.42 grams. Let's write the formula. That is M is equal to weight of the solute taken, that is 3.42, multiplied with the 1000. So it is given in cm cube, therefore you have to multiply with the 1000. If it is not given in the cm cube, if it is given in the liters, then you don't multiply with the 1000. Now the whole divided by, you have to write here molecular mass of solute, that is sucrose. We have to calculate this first. Then volume, the volume is 100. Now first we have to calculate the molecular mass of the solute. So that is molecular mass of sucrose. We needed this first. Sucrose, that is, what do we have here? 12 carbons are there, and each carbon having molecular mass is 12, plus there are 22 hydrogens are there, each hydrogen having molecular mass is 1. Just consider it is actually 1.008 is there, then let me take it 1, plus the 11 oxygens are there, each oxygen atom having a molecular mass, atomic mass is, that is 16. The overall I get here 342 grams, or AMU you can take that. If you get there 3.42 grams per mole, it is a molecular mass. Let me write per mole, it is per mole, molecular mass of sucrose. Once we get the molecular mass of the sucrose, everything we have to add in the given formula. That is M equals to the WB is 3.42 multiplied with 1000, the whole divided by molecular mass of the solute, that is 342. The given volume is 100. Now we'll cancel some terms here. These two zeros get cancelled. Then one step, we'll simplify this first. I'll multiply with the 10. It becomes 34.2 divided by 342. So again I can cancel these. You look that similar points are there, similar numbers are there, just the point is decimal is changed in the position, therefore I cancel it. After cancelling, what I get, that this is 1 and this is 10 we get, and that's equal to the final answer we can get here 0.1 molar solution. Let me write here molar solution. Okay, so if you add, if 3.42 gram sucrose is added to 100 ml of solution, then it form a concentration of 0.1 molar concentration. 0.1 molar is the answer for it. Okay, so hope you understood this part. Now one more interesting fact is there regarding the molarity. Assume that you are carrying some kind of experiment, students. So something you are heating. So this is a container. Okay, let me draw it correctly. So let me remove this part. Okay, you are carrying some experiment, student. Experiment, you are taken some solution and heating it. Okay, you are just heating it under the Bunsen burner and something. Okay, you are heating it. Let me draw some stand over here. Okay, so when you heat the volume, if it is a closed container, that is also important part. It's a closed container, a closed system. You can say that only heat is passing and the matter is not moving outside. When it is a closed system or closed container, the volume of solution increases. Volume of solution increases with increase in the temperature. Here around 80% of students I have seen in various classes, they say that with the heating the volume should be decreased. No, we are not evaporating it. Only a small temperature, when it is raised, the volume of the substance or the matter increases. If you remember that when you take a metal rod or a gas, when they are subjected to the heat change, their volume gets changed. Okay, so in the same way, the liquids also or solution also, when you heat them, when you raise the temperature, the volume of the solution increased for a small extent. And you know that one thing we can, that volume is directly proportional to temperature. Temperature increases, volume also increases. But the molarity is inversely proportional to volume, as I mentioned in the previous part. It means that if the volume is increased, molarity decreases. Therefore, those reactions which are carried out in the varying temperatures, for that you can't use the molarity term. For that you have to use molality. So therefore, we can take in conclusion here, that is, for varying, or you can changing, for changing temperature, changing temperature, we can't use molarity term. Okay. So because with increasing temperature, if you increase the temperature, the molarity, here you can say that temperature increase, volume increases, molarity is inversely proportional to volume. The molarity M decreases here, because molarity is inversely proportional to temperature. So these things you have to remember, students. Hope you understood everything. If still you have any doubts, any question or any queries, you can put in the comment box. Thank you, students, watching my video.